joke, one which ends with a bang.
Hey guys, it's me, Lady Joker. I wanted to make my fourth video. I have my third one that's going to be attached to this one, not together, but like it'll be also uploaded at the same time. But basically today's June 9th. I had my infusion today, my fourth one of Tysabri, and it started off very normal, but I basically lived out like my nightmare experience, or my nightmare scenario of what could have happened, you know, with coronavirus and everything that's going on. It just, like, I feel still kind of shook. Like, honestly, it's left me in a weird place of everything that happened today. But basically, started my infusion. I was feeling okay when I got there. All of a sudden, I started feeling abnormally cold, and I started like shaking and shivering, and I was just like holding myself. And the lady even next to me, she was there to get like blood work done, and she was asking me if I was okay. And then she actually grabbed my hand at some point and was like trying to hold me because I couldn't stop shaking. And she was there like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, I'm cold." And then she was like, "Do you want me to get my blanket out of my car?" And I was like, "No. Like, I appreciate that so much, but no, like, I'm okay. Like, I feel so weird about, you know, touching things and getting other people's personal belongings, and how nice of her, but also, too, it scared me, to be honest. But anyways, so I'm shaking, I'm shivering, and then all of a sudden, I realize I'm having an issue breathing, and I can't, you know, really breathe in my eye. So basically, I have my mask on, and I'm thinking maybe it has something to do with my mask, because, you know, I think my second infusion, I wore a mask, but it was way thicker material than this one, and this one was a thinner mask, but still to, you know, protect my face. And I'm like sitting there, do I take my mask off? Can I do that? Like, I feel wrong about taking it off. I feel like I'm putting everyone at risk, you know, and it scares the crap out of me. And I'm looking around, everybody's wearing a mask, and so I think, okay, like, I have to, I can't breathe. So I take my mask off, and I take like 3 puffs from my inhaler, like, broken up, like, but I had to, you know, slowly ease myself into being okay. My nurse kept checking on me. Basically, after I felt like I was able to put my mask back on, I was sitting there, and I still felt pretty cold, and I was still like shivering, and I realized they have this lady in the corner watching me. So I don't know who she is, but they called somebody in, and basically I just kept feeling the strange feeling, and all of a sudden it felt like a warm hand or something, like somebody slipped their hand around the back of my neck, and it was real warm sensation. And all of a sudden I felt like I needed to like throw up really bad. So I asked the nurse if I could stand up. I felt like maybe that's something I needed to do, and he offered to get me a drink, because I asked him for a water, and he offered, "Do you want a Sprite, or do you have water, you know, whatever you need?" And so I said, you know, it may be a Sprite. So I get like halfway through my Sprite, I'm sipping it on it, and not feeling any better. It kind of helps. Then all of a sudden the nurse hands me a ripped open alcohol swab and tells me to sniff it, and he said that it'll help cut the nausea. So I did, and it weirdly worked for a little bit. Then all of a sudden it came back way stronger, and so by this point they had already gotten me sitting back down, and like they had me fully reclined back. And then I just felt so uncomfortable, and I was like holding myself off to the side of the chair, like laying like this. And then basically I stood up again. This is the last time. I stood up, and I just felt the sensation of like, okay, what do I need to do? Do I need to run to the bathroom? Do I grab this little trash can? Like, I'm freaking out. I go to grab the little trash can, and all of a sudden, I had no control over this, and it's disgusting. I threw up really bad. I like projectile, like I grabbed the trash can and didn't make it into the trash can completely. It kind of went into the trash can and ricocheted off the top of it, and it like shot across the floor. And if anybody had been in the way, my goodness, I don't know what I would have done. Scared the crap out of me. I feel like I was mortified, and I'm standing there covered in my own vomit, and like thankfully it was just liquid, but it was still really, really bad, and it was a lot. And basically they kept telling me that I was pale, and then I think they were like, you know, they were checking my blood pressure and taking my temperature, and they didn't really tell me exactly what was going on. But then the nurse started telling me he felt like it was because of my albuterol inhaler, because I took it like 3 puffs. And I was like, man, I've had asthma my entire life, and I know that is not what happened. Anyway, I guess I just wanted to document that real quick. I also want to throw in there that I've been feeling this sensation of like thickness in my face, and like today after my infusion I started feeling like my ear was closing up from the inside. So I've been taking Benadryl. I've been taking Benadryl. But yeah, basically, if you guys have ever had any sort of reaction, or you tell me your experience on Tysabri, please. I would really love to share that. So thank you so much for your time today. Stay safe and have a good rest of your week wherever you are.